Kate is a school nurse, and she has this one regular kid that she always knows is coming to get his meds, because from way down the hallway she can hear because Mikey runs to her office, busts open the door, and literally falls on the ground like this. This is a repeat of what his name's not actually Mikey because that's a HIPAA violation. So he runs into her office, falls on the ground, and says, "Okay, Nurse Kate, I'm ready for my question." It's like, I don't know if Kate does this because she's guilty, because she's married to me, or because she's a good person, but she keeps a deck of these We Connect cards, a little box on her desk, and her regular kids know that when they come down to the office, assuming they're not having an anaphylactic reaction to a bee sting, they can choose a question and answer it, and they can choose a question for her to answer. And they just have a little moment of connection before content. And for Mikey, that is one of the only times in the entire school day that he's really seen, heard, and understood. Why am I telling you this? Because you're not a school nurse. I believe that Mikey, right, has the same thing. I haven't met a single adult on the planet that doesn't have a desire to be seen, heard, and understood. It's just that when we get taller, we learn to hide that need. Mikey hasn't learned to hide it, so he's sprinting to the office. And so thinking about your team showing up and the days that they're like, I don't know if I like this job or if I want to come or not, right? How can we actually get people running into, not running on banks, but running into our banks, running into our credit unions, because they look forward to that visit. And I think many of you are doing this really, really well. The powerful tool that you can steal from that is Kate's intention. She has said to Mikey, my intent when you come down is not just to flick you a pill, it's to create some connection before content and get to actually know you. She said it really clear. And the power of being clear about your intent is when you are clear, as a leader, when you are clear about your intention and you share it with the other person, there is no option for manipulation. When you're clear about your intention and you share it with the people that it affects, it does not leave any room for manipulation to be present. Because everybody knows the game that you're playing, and they can choose to say, yes, I want to play that game, or no, I don't. Right? Now, an intention is very different, and this is like one of those nuances that's, if you can get this, the way that you speak as a leader, if you learn this language, changes, and your conversations immediately get better. Intentions are not, or are very different than goals or objectives, right? In fact, the Latin root of the word intention, intendere, means to stretch. And so I think a really good intention is like a rubber band or an elastic, depending on where you flew in from, that stretches over the needs of the whole and pulls people together. I'll give you an example. HP Labs, so Hewlett-Packard Labs is like the research and development arm of Hewlett-Packard. And they were redoing their mission, vision, values, etc. And they had a whiteboard full of words, and the senior engineer was sitting in the back and saw all these words, and they had a statement written up there. We want to be the best computer research lab in the world. And she gets up and she's like, I don't know, that makes me want to wake up in the morning. And she gets up, goes to the whiteboard, and crosses out the word in and writes for. We want to be the best computer research lab for the world. That's the difference between a goal, objective, etc., and an intention.